Lighthouses have long been beacons of hope and safety for sailors navigating treacherous waters. But some lighthouses stand out for their extreme locations and the challenges they face. Join us as we explore some of the most extraordinary and dangerous lighthouses around the world, from icy lakes to remote islands. St. Joseph Lighthouse, Lake Michigan, USA. Perched on the eastern shore of Lake Michigan, the St. Joseph Lighthouse has been guiding ships since 1832. This iconic structure, with its distinctive red roof and white walls, is known for its picturesque appearance. However, the lighthouse's location makes it vulnerable to the harsh winters of the Great Lakes region. During the coldest months, the lighthouse becomes encased in thick layers of ice, transforming it into a breathtaking ice sculpture. The freezing spray from the lake accumulates on the structure, creating a surreal and almost otherworldly sight. Despite the beauty of this frozen wonderland, the ice poses significant challenges for the lighthouse's operation and maintenance. The weight of the ice can put immense pressure on the lighthouse's foundation and walls, potentially causing structural damage. Additionally, the ice can obstruct the lantern room's windows, reducing the visibility of the light and compromising its effectiveness as a navigational aid. The lighthouse keepers must work tirelessly to keep the light functioning and the structure intact during these harsh conditions. Kratrangar Lighthouse, Westman Islands, Iceland. Off the coast of Iceland, in the remote Westman Islands, stands the Kratrangar Lighthouse. This lighthouse is situated on a small rocky islet, surrounded by the turbulent waters of the North Atlantic Ocean. The Kratrangar Lighthouse is not only one of the most isolated lighthouses in Iceland, but also one of the most challenging to access and maintain. The islet on which the lighthouse stands is a mere 0.4 hectares, 1 acre, in size and rises 40 meters, 131 feet, above sea level. The steep cliffs and lack of a natural harbor make reaching the lighthouse a daunting task. Lighthouse keepers and maintenance crews must rely on helicopters or small boats to access the site, often battling strong winds, high waves, and unpredictable weather conditions. The Kratrangar Lighthouse was built in 1939 and has since been a crucial navigational aid for ships traversing the treacherous waters around the Westman Islands. The islands are known for their hazardous coastline, with numerous rocky outcrops, reefs, and underwater volcanic activity. The lighthouse's powerful beacon helps guide vessels safely through these dangerous areas, preventing shipwrecks and protecting lives. However, the lighthouse's remote location also means that keepers must be self-sufficient and prepared for any eventuality. The islet has no natural freshwater source, so rainwater must be collected and stored for drinking and other purposes. Food and other supplies must be brought in during periodic visits, as the keepers can be isolated for weeks or even months at a time. Rubjerg Knud, Lighthouse, Denmark. On the windswept coast of northern Denmark, the Rubjerg Knud Lighthouse has been a silent witness to the power of nature for over a century. Built in 1900, this lighthouse once stood tall atop a coastal cliff, guiding ships through the treacherous waters of the North Sea. However, the relentless forces of wind and sea have reshaped the landscape around the lighthouse, putting its very existence at risk. The Rubjerg Knud Lighthouse's story is one of a constant battle against the elements. The lighthouse was originally constructed 200 meters, 656 feet, inland from the coast. But over the years, coastal erosion and shifting sands have gradually eaten away at the cliff, bringing the sea ever closer to the structure. The wind-driven sand dunes have also encroached on the lighthouse, burying its lower levels and threatening to swallow it whole. As the situation worsened, the lighthouse was decommissioned in 1968, and the surrounding buildings were abandoned. The encroaching sand dunes eventually forced the Lighthouse Museum to close in 2002, and by 2009, the structure was perilously close to the cliff's edge. It was estimated that the lighthouse would fall into the sea by 2023 if no action was taken. Recognizing the historical and cultural significance of the Rubjerg Knud lighthouse, the Danish authorities decided to take drastic measures to save it. In 2019, in a remarkable feat of engineering, the 720-ton, 794-ton structure was carefully lifted and moved 70 meters, 230 feet, inland. This delicate operation required the use of specialized equipment and the expertise of engineers and conservationists. Kopu Lighthouse, Hiiumaa, Estonia. On the island of Hiiumaa, off the coast of Estonia, stands the Kopu Lighthouse, a historic structure that has endured the test of time and the forces of nature. Built in 1531, it is one of the oldest lighthouses still in operation in the world. However, its longevity has not come without challenges, as the lighthouse now faces a formidable foe: coastal erosion. The Kopu Lighthouse's location on the island's northern coast has left it vulnerable to the relentless waves and winds of the Baltic Sea. Over the centuries, the shoreline has gradually retreated, eating away at the ground beneath the lighthouse's foundation. As a result, the lighthouse has begun to tilt precariously, leaning towards the sea at an alarming angle. Despite the growing threat posed by coastal erosion, the Kopu Lighthouse remains an essential navigational aid for ships traversing the waters around Hiiumaa. The lighthouse's lamp, which once burned seal blubber and coal, has been upgraded over the years to keep pace with technological advancements. Today, it is equipped with a modern LED light that can be seen from a distance of 36 nautical miles. Flannan Isles Lighthouse, Scotland. Off the rugged coast of Scotland, in the Outer Hebrides, lie the remote and mysterious Flannan Isles. Point of the largest island, Eilean Mor, stands the Flannan Isles Lighthouse. This isolated beacon has been the subject of intrigue and speculation for over a century, due to the unexplained disappearance of its 3 keepers in 1900. The lighthouse was built in 1899 to guide ships through the treacherous waters surrounding the islands. The construction of the lighthouse was a remarkable feat of engineering, given the challenges posed by the island's remote location and harsh weather conditions. The keepers' quarters, storage facilities, and the lighthouse itself were built to withstand the relentless winds and waves that batter the islands. On December 15, 1900, a passing ship noticed that the lighthouse was not operating. A relief boat was sent to investigate, and upon arriving at the island, the crew discovered that all 3 lighthouse keepers had vanished without a trace. The lighthouse was in good order, with no signs of a struggle or distress. The keepers' coats and boots were still in place, suggesting they had not ventured outside in harsh weather. The only unusual findings were a single set of oilskins and an overturned chair near the kitchen table. Theories abound as to what may have happened to the keepers, ranging from a freak wave washing them out to sea to more supernatural explanations involving sea monsters or alien abduction. The most plausible theory, however, suggests that one keeper may have fallen victim to an accident outside the lighthouse, and the other 2 keepers met a similar fate while attempting to rescue their colleague in the treacherous conditions. Sletnes Lighthouse, Norway. At the northernmost tip of mainland Europe, on the rugged coast of Norway's Finnmark region, stands the Sletnes Lighthouse. This remote beacon has been guiding ships through the treacherous waters of the Barents Sea since 1905, enduring some of the harshest weather conditions on the planet. The Sletnes Lighthouse is situated on the 71st parallel north, just a few kilometers from the North Cape, a popular tourist destination known for its breathtaking views of the Arctic Ocean. The lighthouse's location exposes it to the full force of the Arctic climate, with long, dark winters, frigid temperatures, and frequent storms. The lighthouse was built to withstand these extreme conditions, with a sturdy stone structure and a tower that rises 39 meters, 128 feet, above the ground. The original lens, a first-order Fresnel lens, was capable of projecting its light up to 22 nautical miles, 41 kilometers, across the sea. Today, the lighthouse is equipped with modern LED technology, ensuring its beacon remains a reliable navigational aid. One of the most significant challenges faced by the Sletness Lighthouse and its keepers is the long, harsh winter. From November to January, the sun never rises above the horizon, plunging the region into a prolonged period of darkness known as the polar night. During this time, the lighthouse keepers must work in complete darkness, relying on artificial light to maintain the beacon and navigate the treacherous terrain surrounding the lighthouse. Tourlitis Lighthouse, Andros, Greece. In the heart of the Aegean Sea, off the coast of the Greek island of Andros, stands a lighthouse unlike any other. The Tourlitis Lighthouse, perched atop a rocky outcrop, seems to defy the very laws of nature and engineering. This unique structure has become an iconic symbol of the island and a testament to the ingenuity and perseverance of the human spirit. The original Tourlitis Lighthouse was built in 1887 but was destroyed during World War II. In the 1990s, the local community rallied together to rebuild the lighthouse using traditional materials and techniques. The result is a stunning structure that appears to grow seamlessly out of the rock itself, as if carved by the wind and waves. The lighthouse's design is a marvel of engineering, with a stone base that curves gracefully upward to support the lantern room. The tower's white walls gleam in the sun, contrasting beautifully with the deep blue of the Aegean Sea. At night, the lighthouse's beam sweeps across the water, guiding ships safely through the treacherous currents and rocky shoals that surround Andros. St. George Reef, Lighthouse, California, USA. Off the rugged coast of Northern California, a lone lighthouse stands guard over one of the most treacherous stretches of the Pacific Ocean. The St. George Reef Lighthouse, built on a small rocky islet, has been a beacon of hope for ships navigating the perilous waters of the St. George Reef since 1892. Its story is one of triumph over adversity, a testament to the bravery and dedication of the men who built and maintained this remarkable structure. The St. George Reef, a sprawling underwater mountain range, has long been a menace to ships, with its jagged peaks lurking just below the surface of the water. In the late 19th century, after numerous shipwrecks and lives lost, the U.S. Lighthouse Board decided to construct a lighthouse on the reef to warn vessels of the hidden danger. Building the lighthouse was a monumental challenge, given the reef's remote location and the constant pounding of the Pacific waves. Workers had to contend with frigid water, powerful currents, and the ever-present threat of storms. The lighthouse's foundation was hewn directly into the rock of the islet, anchoring it firmly against the relentless sea. West Pierhead Lighthouse, Cleveland, Ohio, USA. On the shores of Lake Erie, in the heart of Cleveland, Ohio, West Pierhead Lighthouse. This historic beacon has been guiding ships through the treacherous waters of the lake since 1911, enduring the harsh winters and fierce storms that frequently batter the region. The West Pierhead Lighthouse was built to replace an earlier structure that had been damaged by the forces of nature. The new lighthouse was constructed using state-of-the-art materials and engineering techniques designed to withstand the punishing conditions of the Great Lakes. The tower stands 67 feet, 20 meters tall, with a distinctive red brick exterior and a black lantern room at its summit. One of the most significant challenges faced by the West Pierhead Lighthouse is the severe ice that forms on Lake Erie during the winter months. The freezing spray from the lake can accumulate on the structure, creating thick layers of ice that can weigh hundreds of tons. This ice can put immense strain on the lighthouse, threatening its stability and the safety of the ships that rely on its guiding light. Tillamook Rock, Lighthouse, Oregon, USA. Off the rugged coast of Oregon, perched atop a windswept rock, stands the Tillamook Rock Lighthouse. This iconic structure, often referred to as Terrible Tilly, has been a sentinel of the Pacific Northwest since 1881, guiding ships through the treacherous waters of the Oregon coast. The Tillamook Rock Lighthouse was built on a small, isolated basalt rock, roughly a mile offshore from Tillamook Head. The construction of the lighthouse was a monumental challenge, given the rock's exposure to the full fury of the Pacific Ocean. Workers had to contend with crashing waves, howling winds, and the constant threat of being swept out to sea. Despite the difficulties, the lighthouse was completed in 1881, standing 62 feet, 19 meters tall. The structure was built to withstand the harsh conditions, with thick walls of brick and stone, and a sturdy cast-iron lantern room at its peak. The lighthouse was manned by a crew of keepers who endured long periods of isolation and the constant assault of the elements to keep the light shining. La Jument Lighthouse, Brittany, France. Off the rugged coast of Brittany, France, stands a lighthouse that has captured the imagination of people around the world. The La Jument Lighthouse, perched on a small rocky island, has been a symbol of the region's maritime heritage and a testament to the bravery of the men who have kept its light shining for over a century. The La Jument Lighthouse was built in 1911 to guide ships through the treacherous waters of the Iroquois Sea. The construction of the lighthouse was a monumental challenge, given the island's remote location and the constant pounding of the Atlantic waves. Workers had to contend with rough seas, slippery rocks, and the ever-present threat of being swept away by the powerful currents. Despite the difficulties, the lighthouse was completed, standing 47 meters, 154 feet tall. The structure was built to withstand the harsh conditions, with a sturdy stone base and a metal tower that rises gracefully from its center. The lighthouse was manned by a dedicated crew of keepers who endured long periods of isolation and the constant assault of the elements to ensure that the light never failed. Strombolicchio Lighthouse, Italy. In the Tyrrhenian Sea, off the coast of Sicily, stands a lighthouse that is as unique as it is beautiful. The Strombolicchio Lighthouse, perched atop a volcanic rock formation, has been a beacon of safety for ships navigating the treacherous waters surrounding the Aeolian Islands since 1926. The Strombolicchio rock is a remnant of an ancient volcano, rising 49 meters, 161 feet, above the sea. The lighthouse was built on this natural pedestal, its construction a remarkable feat of engineering, given the challenges posed by the rock's steep cliffs and the constant threat of volcanic activity from nearby Stromboli Island. The lighthouse tower, standing 8 meters, 26 feet tall, is accessed via a series of steep staircases carved into the rock face. The structure is painted in distinctive black and white bands, making it a striking sight against the deep blue of the Mediterranean Sea. The lighthouse's lantern room houses a powerful lens that casts its beam across the waters, guiding ships safely through the area's numerous volcanic reefs and shoals. Armen Lighthouse, France. In the treacherous waters off the coast of Brittany, France, stands a lighthouse that has become a symbol of the region's rugged beauty and maritime heritage. The Armen Lighthouse, perched on a small rocky islet, has been guiding ships through the infamous Chaussée de Saint-Rif since 1881. The construction of the Armen Lighthouse was a monumental challenge, given the islet's remote location and the constant pounding of the Atlantic waves. The rock on which the lighthouse stands is only accessible during low tide and is completely submerged during high tide. Workers had to contend with rough seas, slippery rocks, and the ever-present threat of being swept away by the powerful currents. Despite the difficulties, the lighthouse was completed, standing 37 meters, 121 feet, tall. The structure was built to withstand the harsh conditions, with a sturdy granite base and a tower that rises gracefully from its center. The lighthouse was manned by a dedicated crew of keepers who endured long periods of isolation and the constant assault of the elements to ensure that the light never failed. Snake Island Lighthouse, Brazil. Off the coast of Brazil in the Atlantic Ocean lies a small island with a sinister reputation. Ilha da Queimada Grande, also known as Snake Island, is a place so dangerous that the Brazilian Navy has banned all civilian access. At the heart of this notorious island stands the Snake Island Lighthouse, a beacon of safety in a land where danger lurks at every turn. The island is home to a unique species of pit viper, the golden lancehead, which is one of the most venomous snakes in the world. The snakes are so numerous on the island that it is estimated that there is one snake for every square meter of land. The island's isolation and lack of predators have allowed the snake population to thrive, making it a treacherous place for humans to visit. Despite the dangers, the Snake Island Lighthouse was built in 1909 to guide ships through the perilous waters surrounding the island. The lighthouse stands 18 meters, 59 feet tall, and is painted in a distinctive black and white pattern, making it a striking sight against the lush green backdrop of the island. Bishop Rock Lighthouse, Isles of Scilly, UK. In the turbulent waters off the southwest coast of England, a lone lighthouse stands as a testament to human perseverance and engineering prowess. The Bishop Rock Lighthouse, built on a tiny outcrop in the Atlantic Ocean, has been guiding ships through the treacherous waters surrounding the Isles of Scilly since 1858. The construction of the Bishop Rock Lighthouse was a monumental challenge, given the rock's remote location and the constant pounding of the Atlantic waves. The rock on which the lighthouse stands is the smallest island in the world to support a building measuring just 0.000015 square miles, 0.000039 square kilometers. Building a structure on such a small, exposed surface required incredible skill and determination. The first attempt to build a lighthouse on Bishop Rock ended in tragedy when the structure was swept away by a storm in 1850, claiming the lives of several workers. Undeterred, engineers tried again, this time using interlocking granite blocks to create a sturdier foundation. The new lighthouse was completed in 1858, standing 49 meters, 161 feet tall. Lighthouse construction challenges. Building a lighthouse is no easy feat, and throughout history, engineers and construction workers have had to overcome incredible challenges to erect these vital navigational aids. From battling the elements to working in remote and inhospitable locations, the construction of lighthouses has always been a testament to human ingenuity and perseverance. One of the biggest challenges in lighthouse construction is the location. Many lighthouses are built on remote islands, rocky outcrops, or treacherous reefs, far from the mainland and exposed to the full fury of the sea. Getting materials and workers to these sites can be a logistical nightmare, requiring boats, helicopters, and specialized equipment. Once on site, construction teams must contend with a host of environmental challenges. High winds, crashing waves, and slippery surfaces can make work incredibly dangerous. In some cases, workers must wait for low tide to access the construction site, only to be forced to retreat when the tide comes back in. Building materials must be carefully chosen to withstand the constant assault of salt water, wind, and waves. Lighthouse keepers' experiences. For centuries, lighthouse keepers have played a vital role in ensuring the safety of ships at sea. These dedicated individuals have lived and worked in some of the most remote and inhospitable locations on Earth, enduring incredible hardships to keep the lights shining and the ships safe. Life as a lighthouse keeper was not for the faint of heart. Keepers often lived in isolation, far from family and friends, with only their fellow keepers for company. They worked long hours, often in difficult and dangerous conditions, to keep the lighthouse functioning properly. One of the biggest challenges faced by lighthouse keepers was the constant battle against the elements. High winds, crashing waves, and frigid temperatures could make even the simplest tasks incredibly difficult. Keepers had to be constantly vigilant, monitoring the weather and making sure that the lighthouse was prepared for whatever Mother Nature might throw their way. Modern lighthouse technology. While lighthouses have been around for centuries, the technology used to power and maintain them has undergone a remarkable transformation in recent years. Today, modern lighthouses are equipped with advanced systems that make them more efficient, reliable, and environmentally friendly. One of the biggest advances in lighthouse technology has been the development of solar power. Many modern lighthouses are now equipped with solar panels that generate electricity to power the light and other essential systems. This not only reduces the lighthouse's reliance on fossil fuels, but also makes it more self-sufficient and easier to maintain. In addition to solar power, modern lighthouses also use advanced LED lighting systems. These lights are more energy efficient and longer lasting than traditional incandescent bulbs, reducing the need for frequent maintenance and replacement. LED lights can also be programmed to flash in specific patterns, making them easier for ships to identify and navigate by.